What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, you guys are going to be seeing our takeaways from today's game against the Indianapolis Colts. Yes, it is a little bit later, but I wanted to do this one with T. He was watching the game with me, and let's just say we weren't super happy after this one. I don't think many people were. Good news, if there's any, the rest of the NFC North lost, except for the Vikings, but it actually kind of helps us. So I guess that's maybe some optimism if you want some. But yeah, we were very happy in this video. You guys will see that. Like I said, hey, I just want to point this out before we get into it, but I'm not as mad about the loss as much as I'm mad about how they lost. You'll see in the video I kind of discuss what my problem was with the game. But overall, man, yeah, I'm calm, a little bit more calm now. During the week, we'll break down the film, everything like that. We'll have some fun. But let me know your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think went wrong in this game? What do you guys think went right? Let me know in the comment section below. I'll see you guys Monday. Thank you, Pat, for watching. Go Lions. Oh, I did my outro. Okay, enjoy the video.
I got to shout out DoseOfDion, man, because it was actually the first time I went live on YouTube. And, guys don't know, DoseOfDion, he put out a lot of good content for the Detroit Lions.
A lot of patterns, right? I see a lot of just forcing the run, whether it's there or not, and then just continuing to do it, right? I kind of get frustrated with the first down handoffs on multiple series, even though it's not working. Every once in a while they do a play-action pass. Unfortunately, they do play-action pass on obvious passing downs. You got like a 2nd and 9 or something like that. We're doing a play-action pass or even greater than 2nd and 9. We had a 2nd and 11, I think, we did a play-action pass. I mean, I think it's just we don't do enough to get our players in space. I see a lot of teams that get receivers wide open, and I don't see it from us. I don't see enough pick plays. I don't see enough crossing routes that other teams are using. They're going 2 yards, and they catch it, and they get 15. I think our problem is, and why Stafford has to hold the ball so long, is where we catch it, that's our yards. I mean, we throw a 15-yard pass. We need 15 yards, we throw it 15 yards. Right?
What's interesting? You said he has to hold it too long.
Yeah.
He got sacked 5 times today.
Yeah, it's a lot. I don't see us making any adjustments for that. And they're going to say, well, we can't get separation. Yeah, but do what everybody else is doing. Right. Cheat. Picks are not legal. Yeah. I heard one of the commentators saying that it's not legal, but they do it often. That makes it okay. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. But everybody's doing it, so start doing it. Yeah. I don't understand.
I feel like separation is design. I don't think separation is simply players. I think it's design, and our designs are awful, and they've been awful so far this season. And he touched on the run plays, so I'm gonna just touch on it real quick. I know people want to bring up that AP is getting too many carries and that's our problem, but that's not the problem. It's when he's getting carries and how he's getting carries. That's the problem. Because Peterson was good early in the season, but like we talked kind of at the end of the stream, is that teams are pretty much just adjusting to what they can expect from the Lions because it doesn't change. You know what you're gonna get from the Lions every single week. It's first downs through the first half. First drive, run 1 yard. Second drive, run 7 yards. Third drive, run, -5 yards. Fourth drive, all passes. We didn't even mix it around. We just passed the ball every single play on the fourth drive. The fifth drive, run, -3 yards. And then the sixth drive was the drive before half, which we moved the ball down the field, and that's when we went and missed a field goal from Matt Prater. But the one, I mean, like, if you look at it, I mean, this is a problem. That's a problem.
The only touchdown you had in the first half was because you blocked the punt.
Because you blocked the punt. You're right there.
And if you wouldn't have had that, we'd have went over.
Yeah. Yep, and that's my biggest problem. The thing that I'm most angry with, and I take away right now, before we dive into the film, from just what I saw, is just the game plan was terrible. I just had no idea what they were doing going into this. It felt like they just did the exact same thing that we talk about every single week, and it makes me more mad because I know that we touched on it during the week on our offensive game plan, and I felt like our game plan was better than what Bevell drew up. He didn't do anything different. It was just throwing the same thing every single week out, and if it's a team that can stop the run, we struggle because we want to be run first so bad. And I have no problem with rushing the football. You have to run the football, keep it balanced, but we don't mix it up. We don't disguise anything. It's obvious. We want to run the ball. It's I-form. It's Peterson in the backfield. There's nothing there. You don't trick anybody. It's early downs.
Yeah, there's too many indicators with personnel.
Too many indicators.
When they bring in a certain package, at a high confidence level to run. Yep. Peterson's in there, it's a run. When a carry-on's in, it's a pass, period. Yeah. I mean, he's either going to stay in a block or he's going to leak out. And you can't tip your hand like that in the NFL. And then you're watching other games, which we're doing this afternoon, and you see backup quarterbacks, first-year quarterbacks, throwing balls to wide-open people. And it's almost like Bevell's like, I have a great quarterback, so I don't have to try so hard to get people open. Yeah. Right? I'm watching teams that I've never even seen play quarterback. Wide receivers are 5 yards open. And look at this guy. This guy's wide open.
Here's the thing. It's like Guy, when is the last time we have an open receiver? Like, the only time a receiver ever comes open is when Stafford extends the play by running around and someone pops wide open because everybody loses where they're at. But when it comes to strictly scripting a play, designing concepts, no one's open. We have no separation. It's Stafford forcing a ball into a spot, like he said, where you catch it is where you land because there's nothing after that. That's the problem with this offense. I'm just mad about the game plan because I knew they had a tough defense. We knew what their strengths were. Everybody in the world knew what their strengths were. We knew they had a good defense overall, but they were just really good at stopping the run.
Yeah, they're really good. They're like a high ranking at the run,
they're
right?
They're 4th in the league in yards per carry.
And we
came out with the same mentality as every week, run the football. And I don't have a problem with it, but you have to mix it in. You have to keep them guessing. It's when you do it first down, and it's not working. It's got to change up.
Spread them out. Run them out of the gun once in a while.
Ran out of the gun like once or twice that entire game.
You have to do some kind of concept.
Like one draw play.
Receivers get so far downfield, make Stafford hold the ball forever.
Yeah.
Right? It's like design a play to get somebody open.
And then we put him in a terrible spot. We put him in 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10 to 2nd and long. Your first run goes negative yards. And then they know when you're passing. It's like every team you play. It's like how we play against teams. That's why our defense has gotten better against the pass because we stopped the run. We talked about if you can't stop the run, you can't stop an offense. We stop the run, we're better against the pass. They're just doing the same thing to us. They're just saying, okay, we know when you're going to run it because you don't hide anything. And then all of a sudden, we're going to just rush Matthew Stafford. This team didn't blitz much. All of a sudden, in this game, the first half, they're center heat.
They picked up from other teams that played us.
Yeah.
Right? So what they did is they actually made an adjustment.
They made an adjustment.
Right? They're like, hey, we're playing Detroit. We're going to do something different. We don't normally blitz, but we're going to. And see how they react to it. We don't make any adjustments like that on the offense. No, it's like, okay, they're blitzing. When people blitz, you run draws. You run screens.
Yes.
We don't react to that. We take the sack. We still think we're going to push the ball 15 yards on the field and hold it for 5 seconds. It's just crazy. I don't get it.
It's not a talent problem. It's not pieces we need.
No.
It's not a quarterback issue. It's the fact that we have no creativity and we can't do it. It doesn't matter who you put on this offense. Under what Bevell is doing right now, it's not going to work. Because at some point, everybody's going to figure it out. Say with Jim Bob Cooter, the same thing that's happening with Daryl Bevell. There's a reason he came into successful because no one knew who Jim Bob was when he started as our offensive coordinator. Who's this guy? He's doing something different. But then second year, they're just looking back from the past year, and it's the same thing. You're getting the exact same thing, and now it's even more rushing the football, and every week has been the same this year. There's nothing different. Matt Patricia, again, I know he's the head coach. I hope, like we talked about, he says something to Daryl Bevell. If I'm going down, you're going down too. But I think you got to, talk to Daryl Bevell and say, look, we're doing our job enough defensively where this shouldn't be the case. Again, I know they have a good defense, but we don't score over 30 points. We don't score like good offenses do. This should be a good offense. You shouldn't have an average offense, because we said it all off season. We could have took the same offense. This offense has improved from last year. On paper, this is an improved offense. We said it all last year. If they have an average defense, we'll be a playoff team. And we're at the same record we were last year because now we can't score all of a sudden. And when the defense has done their job to improve, our offense has stayed stagnant. And now when we play good teams, we can't score. When we play bad teams, we score. We scored against the Jags because they weren't good.
Yep.
And we didn't score against the Colts because they were good. So you're not going to beat good teams until something changes. That's why I just want to see him take shots. I just want to see a different game plan. It was the same thing we get every week. The defense, though, I'm still a little bit. It wasn't perfect. There was still some.
I liked it. There was a lot of pressure today.
There was, and it's another. He comes out with a game plan. Every game is different. There's just a different strategy. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. They gave us some touchdowns second quarter. I think they were completely gassed because every drive was 4 plays, 3 plays, punt, and they had no momentum go their way because we didn't do anything on offense. So every time they go back out there, it's the same score, or they score again, and then the same score. We weren't putting any pressure on the Colts. One of our keys, you got to score, put up some type of points, even if it's field goals. You get an opportunity to take a field goal, you miss the field goal. And then other drives, you don't move downfield. So we're not consistently moving it. We don't get ourselves opportunities to score. And we were just, we were playing like the Bears. We basically relied on our defense, and it wasn't going to happen. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't be good teams like that. I don't remember what's that. Jonathan Taylor and Wilkins were the top 2 rushers. Combined, they averaged 3.5 yards per carry. All right? They don't run well. I know that. But again, that's good. 3.5 yards per carry. I mean, from a defense that was the worst against the run through the first 4 weeks, and the last 3 weeks has been one of the best in the league.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't even whatever you got.
I want you to take a note, right? I want you to look at the film. I want to see how many times we run the bunch wide receivers to run the picks that everybody else is doing. Mm-hmm. How often do we come out in a set where we bunch the receivers just so... See, they didn't bunch, no space.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what I'm saying. I wonder how many times we come out and actually put 3 receivers in a little triangle pattern or whatever and go out and pick.
Yeah.
I don't see us doing the things that other league teams are doing.
It's a copycat league, but our offense don't copy anything. Our offense just sticks to whatever he thinks is right, and he doesn't change. Everybody gives Patricia heat for not changing his defense, but he's adjusted it, and like we said, if you're gonna say that Patricia, he's on the hot seat and he's not doing his job, whatever, defensively, then when Darrell Bevell doesn't, I want to call it Bevell. I don't want to call it Patricia. I know he's the head coach, but yes, he has the final say on big decisions, but he's not going to decide every single play. That's the reason you hire an offensive coordinator.
And I think it puts unnecessary pressure on Stafford to be perfect all the time. That's why we overreact when he misses a pass. Like, he overthrew him. Right, because we know we have a hard time moving down the field unless it's at the end of the game or in the quarter. So we take, those are all magnified, right? Oh, he missed a wide receiver, so now we're in trouble. Oh, he throws a pick 6. The problem is we have to be perfect because we can't do anything else. We snap the ball. Watching Stafford quarterback is like watching somebody in their yard, right? You drop back, count to 5, and you got that much time to get open. We don't scheme anything to get anybody open.
It's terrible. Yeah, there's no scheme.
It's all the little stagger steps when he drifts to his left or his right.
Yeah.
When somebody comes open, then he throws it. Then when he misses it, everybody's upset because we expect him to make that wild sider.
He's got to make them all.
Well, we expect him to make it, right?
Yeah.
You watch these other NFL teams, there's nobody freaking out because a guy missed his crazy throw, right? It's just we are so dependent on miracle finishes that any little slip up, we're in trouble, and it's hard to watch.
That honestly goes right to the Saints game too. It's the same situation. Stafford threw one pick, Breeze threw a pick, but our pick is looked at such a different way. The reason is because we can't throw that pick because we have to score all the time. And in the Saints game, it was more on the defense because we couldn't stop anybody. But since that Saints game, we found a way to start stopping teams consistently.
Yep.
And now their offense, there's not putting up points. And it's honestly been like that the whole year. I think it's been clouded by some certain things. Like, I feel like our defense has honestly clouded how inconsistent the offense has been because it's just they were so bad at the beginning of the year. But our offense hasn't been consistent. I mean, there's only been one game I think so far this year we scored in every quarter, and that was the Jags game.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Yeah.
Like, not even a field goal? You can't give me a field goal every quarter when you're getting it twice a quarter.
We didn't score at all in the second quarter of today's game.
No, it was 20-0 second quarter. And that's the second time we did that. We did that earlier this year, and I think that was the Saints. It was 20-0 in the second quarter. If the offense messes up, the defense has their back, that kind of thing. No one picks each other up in this team because the offense now isn't picking up the defense at all. He needs to come out with a different strategy. He can run the football. I'm fine with that. But if it's not working, you got to change it up. Hopefully Patricia says something. Hopefully they come out more aggressive. Honestly, I think that's kind of just the main points. I mean, I don't think there's really anything specific. I mean, Stafford made a couple mistakes. But again, when you have, Stafford's feeling the crazy pressure. Dan Miller talked about it weeks ago that he thinks Stafford's playing with crazy pressure on back because he is. He knows he has to be perfect. He's trying to do everything. He's trying to make every play.
He holds it too long. I mean, he gets the forced fumble because he's trying to get out of the pocket. Right? We're not doing anything. After he's getting pressured the whole game, you have to do something to slow that down. Nothing. And we don't do anything.
Nothing.
I'm anxious to see how you break it down, but I don't remember any draw plays to slow the pressure down in the beginning, right? Yep. But when you're getting pressure, there's elementary things you're supposed to do to slow pressure down, right? You get the ball in your hand quick with screens, or you run draws. Yeah. We didn't do anything, right? We just everybody just get open. It's like playing in your yard. You get open, and you scramble around if you can. And then we're shocked when he gets sacked or he makes a crazy throw. You can't live like that.
It's like it's almost like and they're making it even worse on him because they're not just letting him do early downs.
Nope.
It's like 2011, but they're giving him less opportunities. So he's feeling even more pressure because 2011 was that year where it was like, all right, he threw 16 picks. He also threw 40 touchdowns, 5,000 yards because it was like every play was basically our third downs. Yeah. It's a scramble around, find something, throw it up. But now it's not even first and second down. It's that now it's first, second down, run the football, doesn't work, 3rd and 10. So now he has to make the play.
And we didn't throw any deep shots.
Didn't take a single. That was my problem with the game plan. You have to loosen up this run game. I talked about it all week. You have to loosen up this run game.
No double moves, nothing.
We didn't take a shot until Stafford broke a play when we're down by 21 points and he throws it to Hall. There was nothing else in between that.
But we don't do any double moves.
Nope.
And I'm watching these games in the afternoon play. How many times do you see teams just throw it in the end zone? Because there's a high probability you're getting a flag. I mean,
and that's I think another issue. Galladay goes down. Our offense shouldn't shut down because you lose the receiver. We have too many weapons.
He wasn't doing anything before he got hurt.
Right, and that's true too.
I mean, it ain't like he had 4 catches. He had none.
You can't just point toward he's down, so we're not going to win.
Yeah,
you have to be able to still open up players, getting players open. Galladay's not open when he's out there. Mm-mm. If you watch when he catches, he's not open. He's just going out there and beating a guy,
jumping over people.
That's not how you win consistently because it won't happen consistently. He's not going to catch everything. He's not going to be Kelvin every single play.
Yeah, and Marvin was a number 1 receiver. When Kelvin goes down, Marvin is a number 1 receiver. Yeah. When he came from the Bengals, he was a number 1. Yep. You're not losing. You're losing another person, but Marvin can catch just as many balls. But you're not going deep. We used to go deep to Marvin all the time. You don't see any of that. I mean, I just don't get it.
I think that we have to go deep, obviously, like I said, but like you said. But I think then they add on to that problem is that on the early downs, they're not taking. That's when you take the shots as early downs because the defense, they can't just pin their back. No, you're passing.
Yeah.
We wait till second or third to play actually take a deep shot. That's not how you do it. We don't do it on late. We do it on. So then they're all of a sudden get pressure. They're going to get sacks, things like that, and they know you're passing. We don't do it on early downs when you're running the football instead, and then that opens up the run. We don't take any shots.
But it actually don't work if you didn't get any yards.
You can't run the football. It's not a Peterson thing. It's not Swift's not getting enough touches.
I think it's scheme.
They're good players, and that's why some weeks they look good, sometimes they don't, because he doesn't know how to scheme anything. The defense, they figured it out with the same guys. Griffin is not here, but the defense is getting better. It's just he's scheming things.
And I think the defense is going to get better.
It's going to get better.
It's going to get better next week, but you've got it. Who do we play next week? I don't even know.
The Vikings.
We play the Vikings? So they have a big win. So you have to be looking at, Bevell's got to look at their film, especially from the defensive side, and have a plan. I mean, I don't know what he's doing Monday to Thursday, but obviously he's not making any schemes. Here's the plays I ran last week. We're going to run them again this week. I don't understand.
I get he wants to run the football. I don't got a problem with throwing time possession, but there's a way to do it. Rushing the football does not mean we run first down, does not mean first down, we run the ball every time.
Now when you're playing a good run defense.
No, it's dumb. You have to adjust. And again, they were a good pass defense too. But you open up the run with the pass. We didn't do that. I don't know what the heck we did.
Just did what they wanted us to do, basically.
Like I said, I mean, just look at the first drive. Just look at the first half. We passed the ball one time on first down, aside from that last drive. And again, the last drive, they know you're passing. You throw it 6 times and you go 45 yards. He completes 5 of them. Every time they knew we were throwing the ball, usually still good things happen.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy about it. Is that what if he didn't know you're throwing the football? Imagine what could happen.
Yeah.
Just imagine how explosive an offense could be if they don't know you're throwing the ball because you mix it in and out. We don't mix anything. It's obvious. I don't know. That's I guess.
I'm with you. I think it'd be interesting to see the film. And like I said, I'd like to even see it because you do it like break down. Like I bet you can tell formation before the snap if it's a run or not.
Yeah, you
can probably look at that. How many times we run out of this formation versus when we throw out of it. That's all teams look at. They go by the formation and who's on the field. That's how they know how to check their defense, right? And if you continue to do the same thing over and over again, it's very easy for them. I mean, we picked it out, and we don't even play for them, right? Peterson comes in, it's a run. Carry-on's in, it's a pass. It's not that hard to figure out.
Yeah.
It's all and when Swift comes in, he does a little bit of both, but it's still you're playing the percentages, and it's just frustrating that it doesn't seem that they
that he doesn't see. He doesn't see it.
He doesn't seem to see it.
It makes me mad because I feel like I said, I felt like my game plan was better than his because it was at least something different. Yeah. It was something different. Now I'm concerned about every game so far this year. I can't point towards a game that I think we should win. I can't look at a game and say we're going to score over 20 this year because I'm not confident they can put up points, and that should be the case with this offense because most offense coordinators with this offense are going to put up tons of points. We don't put anybody in position to succeed. It's the same thing the Bears are doing. We only do it when they know it's coming. So, this got to be fixed. Bevell needs to wake up, and hopefully Matt Patricia gives that to him.
Give him a wake-up call
hopefully,
this week.
Yeah, because
come to Jesus meeting.
Because it won't start with Bevell. They'll go rid of Patricia first, whether that's right or wrong, which I think is wrong.
Right.
That's where it'll start. And
I mean, we were talking about that, right? Look at the teams that are successful on a regular basis. I mean, look at your Steelers, man. They have not lost. Mm-hmm. Right? But they've had some down years recently. They lost Ben last year, but they don't change their head coach, right? They get someone who's planning for games, apparently, because these guys are winning everything.
Like we said, at a place, if something's going wrong, they don't just fire the top guy.
No.
They fire the guys responsible. And I know Patricia's the final call, but again, he's not making the play calls.
He's not responsible for that.
No.
You can't keep firing the guys top, right? Because the guys below him are down in the trenches. They have to make the decisions. They should be game planning. Now, if they're bringing him game plans and he's changing them, like if the guy brings him a game plan and says, this is what we're going to do, and he goes, oh, no, I don't want to get that fancy. You just keep handing the ball off. We'll take care of defense. Then that's a different story. But I really find it hard to believe a guy who's going to be fired
would do that.
And right now, if you look at it, Dion and I were talking about this, right now, if you have to have a winning record to keep your job, you're not going to keep it. Just do the math. You're halfway through the season and you're not 500.
You have a losing record and you have a tougher schedule at the end of the year.
You're not going to get there. So this is your week. If you're Patricia, you make a decision. Either Bevell, you do something better, or somebody else is calling the plays.
I think it's simple. I think next week, I keep it simple for him. I put a baseline out, and if you don't hit that number,
you gotta find something else to do.
I mean, it's that simple because again, he'll get fired anyways.
I would take my chances.
The Lions will not keep.
I would say, look, I'm firing this guy. We're not getting it done. And if I lose my job, I lose it. but the coordinator's not going to hold me back.
Yeah, and
that would be my mindset.
Especially if I'm Patricia, I'm saying, okay, look, if I get fired, he's going to take my job.
That's an assumption. I wouldn't give it to him. He can't run the offense.
No,
he sure can't run the team.
I'm just saying that's probably where it'll go because he's been here, and it shouldn't be the case. I'm not saying he should be. I'm just saying. So for Patricia, he should be looking at it saying, "Hey, look, that ain't gonna happen." Right. If he's going, if I'm going, you're going too.
That's what I'm saying. So I would make an
adjustment. You're going first. You'll be going first.
It all depends on what his conversations are with the forwards. If the forwards came to him and said, "Look, if you are not 8-8, you're gone." Right now, if you do the math, you won't be 8-8. There's a real limited chance you're going to end up 8-8, just because right now you're 3-4.
Yep.
So there's a chance you won't be 8-8. So at this juncture, you make a change. If the forwards have told you there is a magic number that you get to, you keep your job, and you mathematically think you can still get there, you don't change anything. But I can't believe Patricia. He's got to be a competitive person, and if he has a target, he's got to use this week to go ahead and make some kind of change. You're halfway through the season.
Yeah, I don't think he'll fire him this week.
No, I think he will. But he's got the.
And I don't even know if I would if I was him, but I would definitely set something there. But it's like, dude, you got to reach this goal because you're not reaching your side. They're not holding their end up.
Yeah.
I mean, they just gave up 41, but you're not holding your end up. You're not scoring consistently. You don't score every quarter. You know, we throw pick sixes, we fumble. It's like this goes on you because you're basically the head coach of the offense, kind of in a way. You run the offense. This is your offense, and it's not working. And look, even if that means firing somebody and it gets worse, who cares? You're losing anyways.
That's what I mean. Look at you're on the path not to keep your job.
Right. So if you're gonna go.
You can go tell the media in front of everybody, yeah, it's my responsibility. I own the team. Great. But then if I were in your shoes, I would make some kind of change on the offensive side. If you really wanted to keep that job, or he'd really have to sell it on me that he's gonna do something different next week because we, as much firepower as we say we have, and I'm watching backup quarterbacks this afternoon light people up, right? And we're not doing that. So either there's one of two things. Our quarterback is so awful that we can't score points, or we have no idea how to scheme a team. That's why we don't score any points. There's only two things it can be.
And we know which one it is.
Right?
Because if anybody thinks it's the first one, we know that's not true because we've already seen that's not true. Through other years of experience, we've seen that's not true. And we've seen it in flashes that it's not true. That when the defense knows what's coming, you still can't stop it.
Right.
It's that...
there's a reason. There's a very big reason why we have 30 comebacks, right? Yeah. Because we don't scheme. What I'm really, really frustrated about is I'm watching teams pick people all day long to get people open on 3rd and 4, 3rd and 10, and we refuse to do it. I don't understand it.
No,
I'm watching a game right now where they're picking.
I'm frustrated because I'm sick of the dumb stuff that goes around where all of a sudden because this guy won't change his. If he doesn't change his game plan, he's going to fire Patricia. It's going to start another rebuild.
And we start again.
And we're watching for 50-plus years, and you think starting again
I'm not that old, but...
I'm just saying, how can you watch for that long and tell me that you want to restart?
No.
Look at the history of this team and tell me when that's worked out for the better. It doesn't. It never works out. It has never worked out. The only thing that we haven't done is kept something around. That's the only thing we've never done.
Yep.
And the only time we've ever somewhat did it, we were successful. And that comes with Wayne Fonts. The only time we've done it, that's the most success we've ever had in Super Bowl where we won a playoff game. Yeah. But we want to restart. Everyone wants to restart because it just sounds easy. You just want to point to easy stuff. The fact is, this dude needs to be held accountable. And if he doesn't make it change, I want him gone because I don't want this guy gone because that guy couldn't hold up his end of it. Yes, he hired him. So,
but people make bad hires all the time.
It happens. You know what? Sometimes you sign the right player. Sometimes you trade the wrong player. It happens. But if this guy's going to be holding your team back, because this offense, no one should be happy with their output there. This is awful. Yeah. This is terrible. There's no reason this much talent's not scoring. The Bengals are scoring more than we are.
Yes.
Okay, there's trash teams without quarterbacks that are doing better than we are offensively.
Yeah. So
I'll leave it there.
Yep.
We'll leave it there. So we'll dive into the film. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's whatever. This game stinks. So
we're moving on.
Yeah, we're gonna move on.
It'll be all right.
There's still 9 games to go.
Still 9 games to go.
There's reason to believe in the defense because he has shown us that he will change. And he will adjust, and he'll try to make something.
He seems to be adjusting each week,
and it's working.
Yeah,
we have the players. We know we do. We just need it. I think it's just a little bit of tweaks.
We could have done better, right? We're just not doing enough.
We could, and look at the games that we scored last. You can go back last year. Chiefs, we scored 30+. Why? Because we're playing the Chiefs, and we were always behind. So it's Stafford.
We were throwing all the time.
But he can do it. It's like we've seen so many examples of when he's forced to throw, and when he has to, it works. That's not when usually quarterbacks aren't successful when it's like, oh snap, they know it's coming.
Yeah.
Our guy's more successful when spread him out. We're down by 7 points. You got to go score. That's why no one else. I mean, it's a rare talent that they have, and they're wasting it. They're completely wasting it right now.
This offense works if you have Barry, right? Yeah. I think they need to go back to the years, and you have to look it up. I remember when Andre Ware and all those guys were there, but they ran the run and shoot. It was I throw first and I run second.
Yes, that should
right.
Be mindset.
And we were doing that when we didn't have a quarterback.
Now look. If you face a team that's giving up 5 yards per carry and it's working, go for it.
Right.
But I don't understand how you can look at the number and say, you know what? We're going to run the football first. And then you're going to look at the rush number and say, they didn't run the ball that much. That's because in the second half, they didn't run because they were down by 21 points, and it was just throw. The whole first half, every single first down but 2, we ran the ball, and none of them went well, except for one that went for 7 yards. The rest of them went negative.
Yep.
And we had one that went for 11-yard pass, and the other one was before half. We went and moved the ball down the field when they knew it was coming.
Yeah, I think that, like you said, the philosophy has to change. You have someone that can throw it. He likes to throw it. It reminds me a lot of even Jim Kelly and the Buffalo Bills way back when. They have a guy that likes to throw the ball around. Then build your offense around that. Scheme around that.
And we have the players. Like, we
have
draft a receiver. We got all these weapons for him. And it's just like, no, we're just not going to give him that many touches. I'm telling you, dude, if he was in the Chiefs offense, he'd be putting a ridiculous number. We're wasting it right now.
And I would say we just watch some Chief film. I don't understand it.
Go watch another football game, man. Dude, like, watch a good offense and just see what he could, because you know what he can do with this offense. Dude, this has been the problem forever.
Yeah.
Can't move defense around, can't have an offense, and we can't keep a coordinator around him.
Right. I'm with you.
It's a mess. It's not a personnel issue.
No.
It's the offense.
I think it's a scheme, yeah.
It's been there all year. We just kind of been blinded.
2 years, I think.
We've been blinded by it this year.
Because even last year,
that's my fault. I've been blinded by it. I have not thought enough about it. I've always stayed away from the offense.
What was easy because
the defense
last year,
was the issue.
Defense was giving so many points last year. We had the same record.
Right. And
now your defense is getting better. We have the same record.
That should be obvious.
We got to do something. Something's not right.
It's like, I think the early games it was like, oh man, defense is still bad. The offense is fine. We just need defense to be better. What we're seeing is that the offense is the same every single week. It's a couple touchdowns, put in great position, a couple of Stafford halftime, fourth quarter drives, and that's it.
That's what we count on that every week.
Yep.
That's why everybody hangs on every play, right? Because every time they snap the ball, you're thinking, is there enough time to score again later? Is there enough time to score again later? It's just horrible.
Yeah, we play.
There's no way to live.
Yeah. That's really what it is.
No way to live.
What it is. It's like, what's that game? I can't think.
Risk? I don't know.
Something like Risk. All right, that's it. We're gonna end it here. This video's went on really long. There's gonna be a lot of endings to this one, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm gonna end it here. Tomorrow we'll be back. I don't know what we're gonna do tomorrow. Hopefully I get the film tomorrow night. We'll take a look at the offense first this time. Okay, I guess that's it.
All right, I'm out. You out?
Tell him.
Tell what?
Tell what's going on.
I don't know what's going on.
Are you kidding me right now? I had to put my helmet on for this one. Are you kidding? Look at this. Look at all these members. What? Yo, hey, shout out to all the members, man. Look how many All-Pro members there are. Like, literally, it's the whole screen, dog. This is crazy. The patrons, of course, the Hall of Fame members, man. Y'all got the gold color. It's kind of yellow, but it's supposed to be gold. Shout out to all the members, man. If you want to be a part of this, all you got to do is join the channel. But there are perks that come with it. Stay locked in the community tab if you are a member, because that's where a lot of information comes out. I appreciate all of you. What?